Good afternoon, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just had one of the biggest weekends in sport of bodybuilding. That is the 2022 Olympia weekend. And I was busy yesterday. I was busy the last couple of days. I was having people sending me pics, videos, stuff like that, dropping information. I mean, it's hectic. We have these big shows, especially a show like the Olympia. It takes it just there's so much to put into it. So this is our MuscleTalk episode 115. I have my partner here, the right hand of the Emperor, Jen. Hello, Jen. Did I mute
Oh,
him?
yeah. Oh, gee. Yeah, just to let you know, I did watch the entire thing.
Yeah, good. I couldn't watch all that. That's a long. It's a long show. And most thing is, I just want to follow about the women because I know the women's show was on Saturday, and after that there was I think it was men's. I think it was classic. I think it was 212 and men's open and bikini the next day. And truthfully, I don't care about those divisions because for me, the Olympia ended that Saturday. I was waiting because they had overall weight in the West Coast and it was like in Las Vegas, and it's 3 hours, so I had to practically wait till about 12 when I got the results. But anyway, if you haven't heard or noticed, I posted on my social media, also on my YouTube channel, also my other social media platforms, that Dave Solomon, Dan Solomon, who runs the Olympia, he's the president of Olympia, has announced. They did it at a seminar. Some ladies told me about it yesterday. They did have a seminar that Sunday before after the Olympia, that they are taking moving the Olympia back to Orlando, Florida. And it's been there for the last couple of years because for almost at least 20 years they did the Olympia in Vegas. Back in the day, remember the Olympia, the women had their shows, the men had their shows, and then around about the early 2000s, remember back in 1999, they almost didn't have a Miss Olympia because they had to put it together. They had it in a convention hall in a motel. That was the last Olympia for Kim Zabisky, and they decided to unite it, put it on one show all together, and had it in Vegas. But then when the virus hit, Nevada had some guidelines. They couldn't have a capacity, a lot of crowd, a lot of people, and then they moved to Orlando, which is not as a progressive state, as you know, the follow politics. And the last 2 years they had it in Orlando, but now they went back to Vegas, and that's the last time they have it back. And and I think it's a good move for them. I think with Orlando is I think especially like people like Charlotte Boswell, who has children, and other competitors who have kids. I think that's a better, more family friendly area to do a show compared to Vegas. Kids can't do much. I mean, I watch a thing where sometimes kids don't have nothing to do, but because Vegas is supposed to be Disneyland for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also some news that I also got one of my little birdies, as I am often called. Also, my other, I have another monarchy. I need to post that. I am the Lord of the Wall, the Protector of the North. I am Jon Snow, and I had a message from one of my Ravens that they're taking that the Arnold Schwarzenegger amateur show is going to be going to have in March. As about a couple of weeks ago, they postponed it. Particularly, I don't know, promoter reasons, whatever like that. But the show is going to happen. And his thing is, they could have waited. They could have waited because, come on, man, it's only in March. It's not even, Christmas not even come. November's not even over yet. Actually, December's not, 23 is not even over. 2022 is not even over yet. They could have just waited before they come out and say, oh, we have to postpone the show. So now, they had to refund a lot of competitors' money. But now, these people, I know they're frustrated. I don't talk about the Arnold period, but this show is going to have female bodybuilding competitors opportunity to get pro cards, also other divisions. It's going to be more inclusive for all divisions, not just like it's Arnold, where it's just now, men's open, men's classic, men's physique, the two ass and titties divisions. That's wellness and bikini. But I digress. But anyway, my partner, he watched the Olympia, all of it, and much respect to him. He has a lot of, and we want to talk about our critiques, who we feel like should have won, who we feel like maybe should switch divisions, and just give our thoughts of the show. So we're gonna start with you, Jen. Now we all know Andrew Shaw won, so there was no doubt about that. because I saw pics, little clips in there, some video clips, some pics of the show. There's no doubt that she deserved to win.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think that was even up for question. Honestly, it was pretty standard that she was going to win this. Take 3 Olympia titles down. And I guess the real question for Andrea is, how many Olympia titles is she going to take before inevitably before her retirement?
Well, that's a big question. As you know, while we're talking, I'm gonna pull up this video that I found. My partner sent me a video of this guy. His name was what's the guy's name? I think it was I forgot his name, but he sent me a video over the weekend of this guy who's doing watching commentating on the Olympia, and but the video is down. I was gonna show it and post it on here, but the video is down, so it's gone. I guess because of copyright infringements or some other shit they usually do, so we can't see it. But I do have a video of the lovely Andrea Shaw competing, and she, like I said, Andrea looks amazing as usual. I mean, this woman, her body is just, it's like, it's just wow. And you see from the back here, she's doing the this is prejudging, which was that morning. Look, she a lovely smile, great look at the development, her quads, her body, from the back. This is from Jonas Strong. He does content on women's bodybuilding, just on bodybuilding in general. I follow him. This is a clip from the um, finals, and she comes out of there. Look at that. There's a little smoke. She'll put a little more smoke, you know. And she just looked amazing. That was the night. I think it was finals were about. I think Pacific time was probably around about 8 or 9 o'clock. I believe 7. I forgot the time of it. And you can look at her. I mean, she's just look at awe at the 3-time champion. I'm telling you, folks, Andrea, I don't see anybody being here anytime soon. She just looked amazing. She just, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I know it's a little longer. And here we have wait, let's a little bit right here. Here's the finals. As we know, we have Branka Djokovic, who took 5th, Hella, who took 3rd, 2nd, Angela Yao, and 3rd, the great Margie V. Marvelous Martin. As you know, this was Margie's last show. She decided to retire, and if she took 4th, if she took 3rd or 2nd, then there'd be a spot left over for qualification. So I think they gave her 3rd, 4th because hey, she's not coming back anymore. And to me, Hella, she looked all right, but she didn't look as good as she did when she won last year. Andrew talked to Bob Ciccarello. He's the MC at a lot of the big shows. He's also MC at Savannah. And Bob is a legend. He's been in the game for a long time. This is right here. And with respect to Andrea, this like I said, this is an amazing woman. I mean, she put a lot of time and work into this. I mean, I got to see her live in person in Savannah. She looked great. And the question is, what do some of these ladies need to do to beat Andrea? Is there a way to beat her? My partner, what do you think? Well, right now he's sell off a little bit. We'll get his critique. But like I said, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah. Forgot if I turn my phone off, it goes off.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, Andrea, I don't like. It would need to be a. I'm trying to think of what kind of competitor it would be. They'd have to be in their. I'd say maybe in their 30s, mid to late 30s, and they'd have to be exactly on their game, and Andrea would have to be a little bit off her game, to say the least, and need a lot of her same qualities as well, proportionally wise, because she's very good all around symmetrically wise. Um, there was like one competitor I would say that had better glutes and legs than her, and that was Michelle Aycock. But besides that, proportionally overall, she was the best physique there was.
That's true. I mean, like with Michaela, she's like one thing. Michaela's a bit on the short side. She has that type of body. I know some people make comments about it that it's not, because she's short. Her height
Yeah,
really hurts her, And if she had, some better aesthetics, she possibly could. But like I said, she has the big wide upper body. But if she can, if she has a little more length in the legs, a little more height, a little bit more taper in the waist, a little more size in her legs, like in the quads, she possibly could. But I think that the one thing that hurts Michaela is her height, being that she's short.
yeah.
Now, Angela
Well, to
Yao,
be fair though, the Mr. Olympia is 5'6", so
or as Heidi Chopin, yeah. But that's the
yeah,
thing with men, they get more of a benefit of the doubt compared to women. And
yeah,
and Heidi, he looked really good. Like I said, I don't follow the guys that much, but I think Big Ramy took fifth of this show because I think Big Ramy said he's retiring also. So and Heidi he came close in back in 2020 and 2021, I believe. But Angela Yao, she looked pretty good. I mean, this is a pro debut, win the Olympia. No, it's a wins her pro debut, gets second at the Olympia. And now she can either she can do like Natalia, she can do shows, or just say, what, I'm just sitting, just chill, and maybe do the Rising. Maybe she should do the Rising next year. But she looked pretty impressive. Hella, she looked as good as she did last year. I think that time off did help her a little bit in some ways, but not as much as it should have.
yeah. Um, was there any particular reason why Andrea Yao did not attend the Rising Phoenix?
Well, they didn't invite her because that's the thing. It's funny like this. This is funny about this. Most of the ones who get invited to the Rice Phoenix, most of them, I will say, are ambassadors. It is I don't know. You will think because a good number of them have one. Like only one that was it's not an ambassador that got invited is Michaela Aycock.
Yeah,
I think if I look through the list right there, Andrea, Mela, Rashana Boswell, Sheena Olig, Donna Salib, Lisa Cross, Kim, Jen,
Michelle Jin.
Michelle Jen, Virginia Sanchez, Irene Anderson. Most of those girls, except for Michaela, are ambassadors. And the thing is that they need to stop just giving the opportunity to ambassadors. Like one thing, Eva Montgomery should have been invited. You know, um, you know, uh, you know, uh, Angela should have been invited. You know, if it's going to be just mostly the ones who qualified for Olympia, then don't Leah Denny should have sat out. But like I say this, it's fair. It should be more fair for competitors like Leah Denny, also Sheena Olick, um, you know, Tina Williams, Jeannie Lukowski, who don't have the points or not enough points to qualify to Olympia. It should be like this. I think one thing I know it's about what I learned is about these ladies want to be active, being competitive, and I understand that. That's true for that. But the opportunity, this show should be more of an open show for like one thing was, as you know, Irene Anderson got a special invite because she didn't have enough points. Because even though she got sixth at the Rising, the points stop at fifth place.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, wait a minute, because you think about it, only person that got points was Mona Persile, who got 7 points because she already got 12, and 8 points went to Leah Denny. So in the other points that like for second and third went to people who already qualified. And that was Mona. I'm sorry, that was Michaela and Mela. But then you got okay. 7 points to Mona. That's 6 points that could have went to Irene. But it's just it don't make no sense. We got a man here, G Cell, coming through. He said Hey, how are you guys today? Yeah, we're doing good, Giselle. We're doing good.
Yep.
And the top five roundup was pretty good. Uh, Bronka Majegovic, who I was talking big on bit on social media, she's very happy because she got to crack the top five. She's from Croatia. She's been competing in bodybuilding. She was a bodybuilder for a good while. She switched to physique. Last year, she switched back to bodybuilding. She did pretty good. She took second at the last year's Romania. Then she wins the Portugal Pro, and then she makes her Olympia debut. She looks impressive. So what you think about Bronca?
Yeah. First time I saw Bronca was then her name came up on my radar was the 2013 Arnold amateur women's bodybuilding where she won that first place. And then she kind of just disappeared for a bit, and then she came screeching back this year, very impressively, getting a fifth in her first Olympia she attended. Yeah, there's nothing I could complain about her with. Same thing with Andrea Yao. Um, Interesting to note, she got fourth at her first Olympia. The only other competitor that I can think of that got fourth at their first Olympia was
Who she
Iris
got fifth?
Kyle. What was that?
Iris got fifth. Who were you talking about, Angela? Or
Oh, Iris at her first Olympia. She got, I think it was fourth or fifth. Let me
uh-huh.
look that up. I think it
uh,
was fifth.
yeah, because I remember I think she was in 2013 was her first Olympia, and
Yeah,
she did.
she got fourth at her first Olympia in
Yeah, it was
1999.
1999. No, she didn't compete in no. No, you talk about? Oh, you talk about Iris.
Yeah, like who are we
Okay.
talking about?
Oh yeah, I was wondering. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because yeah, that was that. Yeah, okay, I was wondering who we talked about. Yeah, Iris. But yeah, because that was you had Kim Zabesky, you had Laura Quaval, you still had Vicky Gates. I think
Yeah,
Vicky was second that year, and and there's been a couple times Vicky. I thought Vicky should have won. I think she should have won in '99. But they gave it to Kim Zabesky, and Kim Zabesky decided to retire. They can talk around and but that's I digress with that. But yeah, and that's pretty good for Bronca. I don't know if we will see her again, maybe because there's not that many shows overseas, other than she might try to do Portugal again, or she might try to do Europa show, and then also the Romania. But as you know, since they're moving to Olympia to Orlando, they're actually pushing it back to November, and I don't know if they're going to take and push the Romanian Muscle Fest in October. Because I
hey,
think they end Olympic qualification. They're probably going to end Olympic qualification because remember this year it was the 19th of my birthday, where no was it 20th or the 19th? I think it was 20th. It was 20th when it ended Olympic qualification, and I know one lady, Whitney Armstrong, got her qualifications at the Mid Atlantic show in Miami. She's from my home state of North Carolina. She's from Charlotte, and she got her qualification at that show. And then the next day, they ended qualifications for any Olympia for the Olympia because any shows now qualifications for next year.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
What
Bronco,
what did what
hmm,
did you think of Andrea Yao specifically?
amazing body, amazing body. She looked pretty good. I mean, she has a great look, very exotic look, great physique, good lines. I mean, she's like I said, she's still a bit on the small side.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to because I think I think she's 5'3", and Andrea is like 5'5", and I think sometimes I think the women who like any women between 5'5" to 5'6" look pretty good. If you get too tall, like
yeah,
past 5'7" to 5'8", it can be a lot difficult for these ladies. And shorter women who can pack on some muscle, it can be difficult for the girls who are a little bit taller.
yeah.
Now, Michaela, I think she took sixth the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was I think she took sixth last year.
Yeah, pretty much. Like she's consistently usually in that top spot, set six spot
Yeah,
usually.
and I know Teresa Vasic, she took seven because she took seven the last time she competed. That was about 2 years ago.
Yes.
And
Um, And interestingly enough, Mela Ash, she seemed to get 11th again.
Yeah. Yeah, I know people that are talking about that something happened with her. She has kind of issue or something. She came in late. She one point, yeah, I think somebody said during the show that her top knit came off while she came out, and they had to stop and
Yeah,
start over again.
that did happen. I did see that live when that happened, and she had to stop halfway. But it wasn't really that big of a deal. Thankfully, it was just like a quick little second, but it was kind of embarrassing. It did
Yeah,
not come off, but it almost did.
I remember there was a bodybuilder named Bridgetta Brezovic, and she was doing a posing, and her top came completely off. It just
Wow.
snapped. And I figured, if you remember Denise Massino, she had a nipple slip. I think her and another lady, I think by the name Renee Cassel, had a couple of it happens, it happened.
Yeah.
Wardrobe seconds happens. Like what happened with Jared Jackson. People still blame Jared Jackson, but hey, it was Justin Timberlake. He should get blamed too. But Mela, I felt certain that Mela was going to crack the top three of the show or top five. She did it back in 2020. She looked great in 2020. That was when you still can qualify for the Olympia because she hadn't compete because that was the last time when women's bodybuilders didn't have to the top five didn't have to do another show after that. They could just wait and just go do the show on the qualification. As you know, they changed that. They need to change it back. I think if the men bodybuilders can still have top five, all the other divisions should have top five.
Yeah.
It don't you don't have to unless you just want to do a competition because you want to compete and stay active. Yes, but you feel like hey, you know what? I have this qualification. I can sit back, focus. I don't have to sit and go through a long prep and try to do another show. I can just go straight in when I'm ready. But yeah, I was certain because she looked great. I watched the live stream for the Rising Phoenix. She looked amazing. She looked amazing. I mean, and then to last year she did the Rising. She didn't do too good. I think she placed 12th or 13th, and then turned around and then just fell so short. I mean, that was just, I was just, And then a lovely lady who I got to meet, who I got to meet this summer, Roshana Boswell. Roshana was dead last because one person we named we do not speak on here. She supposed to be in the show, but for some reason she dropped out. So Roshana went dead last. I was surprised. I didn't expect her to get dead last. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought
I
maybe.
noticed that too, but for some reason that person we do not name is also in the scorecard for whatever bizarre reason that is.
I
Yeah, they
it,
weren't. Yeah.
I don't know. It's some shit was going on with this whole thing. But she said she was in the hospital. Then there was something like I'm talking to this one lady who knows her, and she was telling me that yeah, she was in the hospital, but it was just whatever it is. But you know what? We don't care. But the
Yeah.
fact is that Rashana, I saw her. She posted on her IG story how she's right now back in. She got back to Deerfield, where she's free in her family. Actually, there's a picture somebody sent me of her of her wife, Kay, with her son Lucas. And I sent it to her, and she thanked me because, like I said, that was a little picture. Lucas is a wild little boy. He is a little boy, but yeah, it was Shauna doing that. But one person, who I was surprised she got in the top 15, and that she got into 15 was Donna Salih. I thought Donna would bottom out.
Yeah.
hmm And but very impressive, the young lady who from Brazil, who name I'm getting right here, Lavinia Barros. Lavinia Barros. She took 15. She's only 26 years old. She got
Wow.
15th at the Olympia at 26. Meaning, I just did a comparison video with her and Teresa and Vasic, and she has a little more size, but her conditioning. She works on conditioning. She would look really great. She would look amazing. Also, another lady who also from her home country, Arsenio, obviously Miss Barrito, Mrs. Barrito, she took eighth, but she actually flattened out because she did those two shows, Europa and the Romania, and it looks like maybe travel or whatever like that. Europa and Romania was already in November, and she actually flattened out a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like yeah, she might have had some issues with that travel wise and other things. because she looked a lot better in November than at the show.
And I think
Um,
that, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The thing of traveling, yeah. If she should have maybe come, if she could afford it. I know the price. I think the thing is about price and all that. But if she could come maybe a couple weeks earlier before the Olympia and maybe work out there, she probably could. It probably would have helped her. I think that's one thing. If some of these competitors can afford to do it and maybe come in when the big show's coming up, like especially Olympia, come in a couple of weeks early, so they can really try to get that, get conditioning right in at a point where they don't have to struggle, where they have to, hey, I got to come all the way from here for hit the plane, a day or so before the show, then this and then that. I remember Tisha Thomas, how, and we got an interview coming up with her on Wednesday with Tisha Thomas, how she was sick because of coming all the way from the United States to Romania, and it took her like at least a day or two before she could shake off the ick of jet lag. But I think if it was a way some of these ladies can afford to come here a couple of weeks in advance, get themselves settled, get themselves acquainted, and maybe try to get in that little push, it probably would have helped her. She probably would have got in. She probably would have made top five. You
yeah,
know, but I think but Blanca comes all the way from Croatia. But I
yeah.
don't. And she's Brazil, so Brazil compared is shouldn't be too far. It's South America, but then and Blanca come really way, depending on how you come around, really way across the country. So I just but we got here a man G Cell. He just dropped this. Shout out to G Cell. As he says, you think the taller FEB are at a disadvantage? Uh, I think it could be because, like I say, I think with height, when you're taller, your limbs are a lot longer. It takes a lot longer for that muscle to develop. I remember legendary Nicole Bass. When she first started out, she looked like, maybe if you look at her early days, she looked like more like a figure competitor. And
Yeah.
then by the time she got her pro card, I got to compete in Olympia, it took her at least, she competed for a good part of the 80s. And she competed in, I think, 96, 97, then that was it. She was done. And, it takes a long time for long. I know Tina Williams, she's tall. I think Tina's like 5'8", 5'9". Just Dion's tall. I think he's about that size.
I
Um,
think Lisa Lewis was a good example of one
mhm.
that managed to have a pretty height and also pretty good body too.
Yeah, yeah. And she was one of those rare few occasions. Like, look at people like I think Renee Tony was pretty tall. Yeah, I think Renee Tony was about 5'8", 5". I've seen she's still around. I see some videos of her every day. My man G Cell says, Lavinia is great. I bet this offseason she's going to bring on the size. Yes, because like I say, with Lavinia, she's still young. She's just 26. She's only a year younger than her fellow countrywoman Natalia Abraham Correjo. Because I think Natalia's 27, and it's just she's still young and developing as a competitor. You know, we got a man Raheem Hamilton. Yo, Raheem, who won the Mr. Olympia? Raheem, I don't talk about name like that, but okay for you, Heidi Chopin. Yeah, my man Jen says, Heidi Chopin from Iran. Yeah, so Heidi Chopin says, so that's what you need to know. But like I said, I don't give a damn about Mr. Olympia because my
But
channel. But
but since we talked about Iran, we should talk about the one competitor who is not in the top five, Mona
oh
Porchelet.
yes, her Heidi Chopin's fellow countrywoman, Mona Soleil, who I got to see at Savannah, and she looked great in Savannah. Then at the Rising Phoenix last year, she made top five. And I know good people who knows her to talk to her. She was really putting all her horses on the Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for certain competitors who didn't do another show, like most safely Sherry Priami, if Sherry Priami had done the show in Europa or maybe Romania Muscle Fest and made the top three, top five, she could have probably pushed Mona out. But what I heard about Sherry, she has family members. I think one of her kids had got sick, and she couldn't. She felt like her focus was more on her children. Much respect to Sherry Priami. But I thought Sherry, if she had done one more show, and especially if she did, because the Rising Phoenix was the same week as the Europa show. Some competitors didn't know that. They assumed that it was the next week, but that was the Romanian. What If next time, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
What Mona should have did was she should have did either Savannah, where she was there. She said, "Hey, I'm not going to guest post Savannah. I'm going to beat Savannah." That means she puts Asher Hadley out. Asher Hadley had either do another show or you just do another show. That's it. You only have that many shows left. And also by Asher Hadley, it'll show her husband. He got sick. Much respect to the brother. I hope he's doing fine. Hope he's healing. I send him a great wishes too because I don't think that is going in and out of hospital. Asher, he couldn't stay there for his wife, but I can understand, brother. You need that's the thing. It has to be. It's just how sometimes things just happen. But I hope he's doing well. I hope he's doing all right. So shout out to him. My man, Raheem Hamilton. They moved the show next year to Florida. Yes, I just talked about Raheem. And yeah, I think it's a good move. I know some ladies told me that they liked it in Florida. And plus, I know some ladies did some photo sessions. They like to do the photo sessions after the show for fix for Wings of Strength and for some other websites. It was cold there. It was cold. Yeah, even I know it's Nevada, but it still gets cold. But in Florida,
Yeah.
right?
Desert.
Yeah, no, I know my man. He lives in Pennsylvania, and I know it's already started snowing up there in Pennsylvania yet.
No, not yet. It just, it's about 30-ish, so.
Right now, it's like it's getting dark now. It's dropping down to the mid 50s now because this morning it was kind of cold, but it didn't get warmed a little bit. And it's been sunny. It's been sunny, not cloud in the sky. Down south, even though it does get cold, every now we get some snow. But you go further down south, especially down to Florida, which is closer to the equator, the weather is totally different.
Yeah.
And it's like I know one lady I met. She works at Planet Fitness. She's in Florida. She said around by this time of year, you're still wearing shorts. At the coldest, it's gonna be like maybe you know probably mid 60s. So that'd be yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute, my man. Do they get paid for the photo sessions? It's depending. Yeah, some pretty much. A lot of them will pay you because the fact is they're usually for your time. You're a model.
Yeah.
People like Sean Nelson over at Her Biceps, he does it. Anyway, Vicky L, she does it for Muscle Angels. Also, there's HD Physiques. They have some girls they photos with. They usually like to get the girls after competitions because the fact is they know you're hard, you're shredded, you're pumped. They know that the guys who are fans of the women like that, who are us guys who are fans, so we love to see y'all ladies when you're pumped, you're shredded, your veins are vascular. That's the best time to get them. But yeah, I think We the Strength they do it, and there are others do it.
Yeah.
He asked, "Is it for free?" Never for free. They're not gonna do that for free. No.
No, why the hell would you do it for free?
No one will do it for free. I even told Eva Montgomery, who said, "Eva, you should do some photo sessions for this." She said she's not sure, but it's not about it's always never hurts to have a little money in your pocket. I know Eva has her business like that, but it never hurts to have a little money in your pocket, especially and also it helps with social media platforms. A lot of these social media, a lot of these guys who are family ladies, they love to see these pictures. When especially there's the video stuff, photo stuff. I know somebody did Chicago. They post, and every now and then also the NPC stuff. They do some stuff every now and then. Like I will go like the photos for the Olympia were already for the pre-judging were already out by the afternoon, and I went and I saw them. I checked because I go to this other site on that's a really big message board for guys who's a fan of muscle. If you know what the site is, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to get shut down because hey, it's a great way for me to get photos and stuff. But it's a site where they post some of the stuff, and I knew they already posted the pictures outside with NPC News Online, the pictures, and got them. And I sent the link to some of the ladies who I follow. They thanked me because what it does, they don't have to pay for the pictures. Sometimes what they do, some sites will have to make you pay for those pics, but you get them free. That saves you money in your pocket. My man Raheem saying Eva is fire. Yeah, Eva fire. Actually, Raheem, I'm gonna post this because I got this picture. I got a picture of Eva with Alicia Young and Jessica Martin. I will post it in my community section later on. There was like a little event afterwards. It was we saw I think it was posted on Eva's. Actually, it was posted on Jessica Martin's social media, and also it was like her I even told Eva the three black three bad blondes. You have Eva, the big tall one. You have Jessica, and you have Alicia, big busty. But what my man said, wonder if she's an '80s baby. I believe I don't know. She's 39. That make her yeah. That make her 80 baby because because her and Andrew are 39 because Andrew just had a birthday yesterday. Her birthday was last month, I believe. So yeah, that makes Eva 30. She's 39, so she is an 80s baby. Yeah, she's an 80s baby for you. Right? Yeah, and my man Raheem. I wish I was at the event. I would have gone out with Eva. Well, like I said, well, you gotta take her friend out and her son too, because that's who she was hanging with her
Yeah.
friend Layla, and her son came with her. So, man, I don't know. Maybe you got to take them out. Hey, you got to remember, Eva is a mom, and also I might drop this because I think she probably won't mind. She's also Eva's gonna be a grandma soon because
Wow.
she mentioned to me. I hope she don't mind if I mention. She's probably happy. She's gonna be a grandma soon. So
Congratulations.
yeah, her oldest son, he's like 21, 22. He's in the Navy, distinguished service, and she told me that. So I thought maybe but it will be long before anybody finds out. My man,
Yeah.
G Cell, Eve is a beast. I think she was 200 pounds on the stage. Yeah, Eve was pretty big. I mean, I think the biggest girls on there was probably Eva. I'm gonna say Irene and maybe Margie and Hella and Andrea. I think also
Yeah.
uh Asher Hatter was kind of big, but with Asher, she just uh Asher. Great set of abs. She's tall,
Yeah.
and her legs just don't really come in. It's kind of like her ones who just need to bring in a little size in the legs. Her, Teresa Vasic, I think Lisa Kudry, she needs to jump back over to physique. She has no place in women's open. Her, even though this one lady I like, I'm a fan of hers. We've been talking on social media. Diane Willis, I think she needs to go over to physique. I think those ladies are a bit still undersized for women's bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah. And to bring it back a little bit to Orlando, I guess the good news about that is it's a lot closer to where we both live.
Coast to the West Coast,
And
yes.
yes, and if I were to ever go to the Olympia, um, and maybe if you would also like to attend as well, it would be a lot easier to go to, either drive or fly,
I don't know about fly. I
uh,
might take a
per
train.
train or anything like that, or drive. I I've also driven across country too, so there's always that. Also the Masters Olympia will also be being held in Romania, of all places, in
Yeah, August.
August. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Is it?
Well,
Yeah,
I wish they attached it to the main show, like the amateur shows. You could like you had that day where you have what you call the conference thing,
yeah,
and you have the amateur shows. Those first 2 days, you could stuff it right between the conference and or right before the main show, like they did with the at Chicago. They had done the Masters first at Chicago, and then the main show after that. They could have done that. I know why, Clear Cross knows. I mean, I know it shows special invite stuff like that, but to me, it would make more sense. It was part of the real Olympia instead of it being its own show off to the side. My man Raheem saying, "Oh, what? Damn, I'm old." No, Raheem, you were born in the '80s. I was born in '74. Nah, you still young. You still a young man. My man Giselle Ashley needs more size. She does. Great set of abs. Beautiful woman, but just her legs just maybe she should go back to physique. If you look at the girls in physique now, there's some women in physique that look more like bodybuilders. I was talking about it with my interview with Alisa Carpolino. how some of those women need to go up. Some women don't want to go up because they ain't waiting for the judge to tell them, but you should wait for the judge to tell you. Like people most definitely, we're like Melissa Type, Ashley Jones, a couple of more need to go up. Teresa is she comes back a bit bigger. She can give Andrea Shaw a run for her money. Hell no. She said, hell no. No, it's nothing. I remember, Teresa used to be a lot bigger when she was competing in the amateurs. Then when she started downsizing a little because he was more feminine, and that would hurt her. She is, I think, no, she'll never be. She'll be lucky. She's lucky that she even got seventh place.
Yeah.
Like if Miss Barreto came in better condition, she would have pushed out. If Nadia, I think Nadia didn't drop out, I don't think Teresa would have been that close in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah,
mean, I like her. I mean, she does have a good sex appeal. And a very, she's got good proportions and all that. But generally speaking, yeah, she did downsize a bit. And in the end, unfortunately, this is, bodybuilding sport, so is what it is. Interestingly enough, from Pennsylvania, my home state, so
yes.
always
Mhm.
good shout out with that.
Yeah, she was actually
When
down here a few months ago. She worked with a guy who got friendly with Mr. Glenn Young Senior. She did a photo session for his magazine, Amazon Fitness. I wish I would went there when they were doing it, but I was busy and I don't feel
Yeah,
like driving all the time. My man Raheem again. Why not have the event in New York City? No, Raheem, because New York is too crowded and it's too expensive. Vegas is a little cheaper, a little reasonable, but now things are going because, as you know, there's some issues going on right now. I think one was told that the show didn't really go off like it should have, and that's why I think they decided to move back um, to Orlando. It's cheaper down south, and
yeah,
plus the event's a lot more bigger. You can probably get around better compared to even though Vegas, even though it's a big town, it's still a small town. Vegas is not as big compared to like cities like L.A., Chicago, New York City. It's a little big city, and then I think with Orlando, it's more family outlet. You got a lot of competitors who have families, like with Shana Boswell, who has babies. They're 2 years old, maybe three next year. It's more family oriented. Plus, even that time of year, it's cold. I know. I was talking with a couple of ladies who did some photo sessions. They said that they were cold. They're freezing their butts off. But you go to someplace like Orlando, where they said again, the weather is a lot cooler. It's now a little bit more tolerable. Even if it does get hot, it doesn't get hot enough where you sweat off. It's a comfortable. Like I think around this time of year, the weather is almost like maybe mid to early spring in
yeah,
Florida compared to if you go other places. It's just it's harsh. My man, Raheem is saying once again, Dan, when she turned 20 in 2003, I turned 23. Now, wow, I'm old. Nah, brother, you're still young. You just, when you hit about 50 like I am, yes, we start getting old. Yes, we. But,
Oh, speaking of which, shout out to Andrea Shaw, who turned 39 yesterday.
shout out
So,
to Andrew Shaw, 39. We just, yeah. I did a birthday video for her and I posted it on my channel. I did a birthday video for my channel. Also, I did a little thing on my IG. I always want to shout out to any ladies who have birthdays coming up. A couple I've just missed. I got one tomorrow. I got to do one for that is the lovely Miss Heather Foster. Her birthday's coming up tomorrow. And she's a legend. Big fan of hers. Beautiful woman, great physique. I think one of those women that were like unsung of the sport. She's one of the few women who have beaten Iris Kyle in a competition. Let's say that's special. Hey, other than you, Iris, and a couple others, the only few women to beat Iris Kyle in a competition.
yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
but it's just that this show, even though there was some hitches in it, it was a good show. I think some competitors either have to pretty much put some work in, or I don't know, switch divisions. I felt, said again, Lisa Kudry, she's too undersized for the division. Diane Willis is too undersized for the division. Um, Donna Sleet looked all right, but she's a bit older, and she's getting that muscle maturity. Hella wasn't in her top condition like she was last year, but this might be next year. Might be talking that Margie said she's retiring. You know, and question is with Hella because she came up the last minute. I think she really wanted to wait to see how she looked for this show.
Yeah.
She already got qualification, so I think she didn't want to lose a qualification because she didn't complete the show. That means she has to do another show to get qualification. So
Yeah.
now she holds her qualification, taking third place, so she can sit. She has pretty much almost a whole year to sit, work on a few things, bring it in she wants. She can probably do better, but I think Angela, she looks pretty impressive. Will she beat Andrea? No, but she probably can hold that number two spot for a good while.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, with Margie Martin, I could see things could be a little bit fluid sometimes in these upcoming shows with Wings of Strength, and I really believe that they're gonna have to give uh, uh, Andrea Yao, um, um, Miss Yao, ambassadorship. Like honestly, especially after this, it's like no way. Especially after getting second place, it's like come on.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's kind of crazy that both the Croatian girl and Yao did not attend the Rising Phoenix, which is pretty crazy.
Well, the thing is, it's an invite show.
Yeah,
And also, you can put in your application. You can put in your application because you can put an application too, but then they have to accept your application. I know I was talking to one lady. She's a pro, and she was interested about being an ambassador. I told her, well, she put up an application before. But the thing is about registration should be more inclusive. They have one competitor on there by the name of Anastasia Ryder. She's not even a pro yet.
yeah,
She did two or three pro qualifiers. She did the show she did the in Miss International where she competed I think in heavyweight but didn't win her qualification. Didn't win her division. Then she did a show. I think she did the show in Europa or someplace. Didn't and she's not even an ambassador. She's not even a pro yet. She's an ambassador. I think now with the person with me who not speak, that leaves a space for somebody. I think Nadia retiring, that leaves a space. I think they might drop Michelle Jin. They offered. I think somebody said they offered the opportunity for Michaela Acock, but she turned it down. And
interesting.
yeah, I think it might drop Leah Denny.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Definitely. But yeah, I think they're probably going to give Yao an ambassadorship next time. Like, I mean, there's no way you win like second place like that and don't get an ambassadorship. Kind of amazing. But yeah, it should be interesting. We'll see a lot of fluctuation between I could see people like Mona Porchelet and Mila Ash kind of going in and out between like the top 11, um, 12 spots to being in the top 5 or 6 every time. And I could see somebody like Chelsea Dion as well, also cracking in that as well, along with a few others. But I see, yeah, I could see people like Michelle Acock, Hella Trevina, Andrea Shaw, uh, Angela Yao, all being in the top 5 next time, definitely, for sure.
Hmm. We got my
But
man.
unfortunately, I have to go, George, because I have to go to work, unfortunately. So,
Yeah, because I should have said this a little earlier, but like I said, I had an interview, and then that interview was done, and then I had some work I had to finish up, and I said, well, I got to push it back and forth. But we will come back at our usual time about 3 o'clock. If nothing happens, we'll try to do it another time, whichever works with you. Just let me know the schedule, and we'll try
yep.
to do it. And we will do like I'm gonna stay here a little longer to talk some more and we'll do like a part two. We're also, my man, he doesn't talk much about physique, but we will talk about that division too, because like I said, this with the season we have we only have maybe a few more days left of November of obviously of 2022, and then it's gonna be really dry for us because there's no shows until the first show, which is gonna be in April, and that is the Vancouver show, and there's Vancouver showdown, and we gotta find something to talk about. If y'all somehow out there something you want us to talk about, you can leave a comment in the comment section, in the video. Also, you can send something to me on my on my IG. You know me on IG. Let me know what you want to talk about. We'll figure it out.
Yep,
But
yep, yep. But yeah, have a good one, everybody, and I'll catch you next time for part 2.
All right, part 2. Peace out, brother. That was the hand of the Emperor Jin. I appreciate him, his knowledge. We got my man here, G Cell. He says that, we lost a great one with Nadia retired. Oh yes, we used to talk. I mean, I might send her something on IG every now and then, and I remember when she competed last year, and she's sitting at the booth for their like little autographs. She's sitting there, she's crying because just her opportunity to get to Olympia was just so it was just so great for her, and she's a beautiful lady, great, beautiful eyes. I'm so sorry about her with her situation. She was doing good. 2021, won her first Olympic qualification. Turned around, won a second Olympic qualification. Then win another show after that. She was doing pretty good, but that's how the cookie crumbles. My man, G Cell, she exploded in size in 2022. Yeah, she did great. She looked pretty good. My man Raheem said, why did she drop out? Well, she was going through some medical issues. Last time she competed at the Rising Phoenix, and no more than a week or two later, she announced she had to drop out. She had to retire. But you can never say completely retire. You never say completely. I've known some competitors who took some time off, went through whatever the issues they had, and they felt a lot better, and they pop back on. But much respect. Now I'm gonna show a little clip real quick before I head out, and this is a clip from the physique division, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about more in depth on it tomorrow because next Monday. Because my man Jen, like I said, he doesn't involve too much, but here we have right here at the end we have here Whitney Armstrong from my home state. Right here we have Natalia Cuejo. I believe that's Christy Cox, and also right here you're seeing off camera is Richard Daniels, and Natalia look all right. That's Antoinette Downing right there. That's a lady from Cameroon, Africa. I don't know how to say her name right. Once I get to know it, I'll say her name right. And and this is Natalia right here. And like I said, I wasn't really rooting for Talia. I'm not a big fan of Natalia Cuejo. I mean, everybody keeps saying she should have won in the last couple of years. But hey, if you can't beat the top people, that was Sarah and Shanique, doesn't mean you deserve to win it. You got to come in good condition. And then she did like 4 or 5 shows. I know that's way too active like that. Oh yeah, I understand that part. But still, I was really going for Brooke Walker. Honestly, I was really going for Brooke Walker. I thought Brooke had the better look. She looked, more good muscle aesthetics, more feminine to me. I mean, like I said, I just didn't really, I didn't jump on that the Taya Cuejo bandwagon. I just didn't really think much about her. But we will talk about that next week. We'll talk about the physique, and also we'll talk about more about who we feel like could have done a little better at this Olympia. Like I said, it was a good show, and I'm still working on some stuff to talk about. I think it's just it's a great show. The Olympia, it's a great show. My man Giselle, I think Brooke should go to bodybuilding. I like Brooke, but no. I think Brooke's fine where she's at. Brooke don't need to go. I think with her body type, she can never really put on the size for women's bodybuilding. She had to sacrifice her conditioning, and conditioning was a little bit off. If Brooke just came in just a little bit of conditioning than Natalia, just a little bit better, I think she would have beat Sarah, because I think Sarah was just a little bit off. Not too much off, but just slightly off, just enough for Natalia to come in, because the last 2 times Talia couldn't beat her. Because the first time when she She took third behind Shanique Grant, and then took second behind Sarah. So, but I think Brooke's good where she's at. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing her doing bodybuilding, but when I look at her, no, I think she'll sacrifice a lot if she switched over, and I don't think she has the she wouldn't generally if she has to take a long layoff to get in both the size and conditioning. So I think she can do that. She might as well just focus on physique and bring better conditioning, over the size. I think I like Brooke, but I think she's better at where she at. There's, like I said, there's some women who I do suggest go up, and that is most definitely Melissa Tyke, who last year took 6, but she dropped down to 8. So I know she did an interview with David over there at Female Bodybuilding Forum, and she said she's waiting for the judges to tell her something. But no, don't wait for the judges. You should do it on your own. Don't rely on somebody else to tell you what you need to do. You should do it on your own. You're a power lifter. You got your quads are a lot bigger than a lot of the physique competitors, and your upper body and your lats. Look at Ashley Jones. Ashley was a figure competitor. Turned to physique last year, and possibly I think she took, even though she didn't compete last year at the Olympia because she missed out because she got sick. I think Ashley should just go up. Like she's about the same height as Christina Bryant. I think the shorter women can really put on muscle. My man Raheem, you think Christy Hawkins will come back to bodybuilding? I talked about it before. I think she will, because she's in her early 40s. When she turned pro, she was in her early 20s, and now she hits that level of muscle maturity. She does a powerlifting. I think I posted on my channel. I saw that she posted that she was getting her pro card renewed. So I think she should go ahead and compete. And now you have Masters coming up. I think she'd do good at Masters, even open, because she still has that. She's put on a little more density and muscle. I mean, I think she would do good. Oh, my man Raheem, what place did Eva come in? I think Eva got 10th place. So Eva made the top 10, and that's pretty good, for her first Olympia to make top 10. A lot of people, hey, it's pretty good if you just even make top 15. But Eva, looked really impressive. I think, she's really I think one thing, I think Eva, even though she has the size, and size does matter, she has to bring in her conditioning. Her conditioning, I think being that she's now in her late 30s now, your body start hitting that muscle maturity level. I think Eva can bring in her conditioning. She would do a lot better. She might sacrifice a little size for that conditioning, but I think depending which show she's going to do. I know she's talking about maybe doing a show in Vancouver because she lives in Washington State. Washington State's not that far from British Columbia. Like I said, the last she went, she hit the a ferry and went from I think she lives in Portland or something, and she went there. And I'm sorry, Eva, I was wrong. Eva, let me see, Eva, I was wrong. Where's Eva? I want to look at this. I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Wait a minute. Where's Eva? Eva got. Oh, I'm sorry. Raheem. I thought it was 10th. That's Michelle Jen. That's 10th. Eva tied for 16th. She is just 2 people behind. She's just right behind Daniel Willis, who's tied 2nd, and Asha Hadley. Lisa Codry's right behind her, and Rochella Boswell is in the bottom. So Eva's in the very middle of the 16th tying. So I'm sorry, Raheem. I thought it was 10th. That was Michelle Jen that got 10th. So yeah, I had to look back because I was sure. I was trying to wonder. I thought Eva placed a little higher, but she was one of 16. She's one of 5. She was one of 5 who tied for 16th, with Asha Hadley taking the lead, with Daniel Wills after Asha, with Eva in the middle, Lisa Codry, and Rochella Boswell dead bottom. I'm saying that's fucked up. I mean, that's truthfully is. I mean, Rochella dead bottom. I mean, that's just. I mean, I'm going over okay, we all know the top 5 is Andrea, Angela, Hella, and Margie and Bronca. 6 is Michaela Aycock. 7 is Teresa Invasic. 8 is Barrito. Ninth is Chelsea Dion. 10th is Michelle Jen. Mayla Ash is 11th. 12th is Mona Persolet. 13 is Irene Anderson. 14 is Don Salee. 15 is Lavinia Barros. Then you have the 16th, Ashley Hadley. First 16th. Second 16th, Daniel Willis. Third 16th is Eva Montgomery. Fifth 16th is Lisa Codry. And bottom to the last is Sheena Boswell. And you have a person we name not speak, but she's scratched out. And it's just, I really feel bad for Rashana. I think she should have been in the top 15. If anybody, I like Donna, I love Donna, but I feel like Donna should have bottomed out. I like Donna. I get great meet the lady, great lovely lady, but I'm surprised she got that high. I mean, I'm looking at pictures. I'm looking at the pictures from her, and I'm honestly, I feel like she got a blessing with 14th place. Honestly, she got a blessing with 14th place. I felt like I mean, I think Rashana. I'm gonna look at Rashana real quick, and Rashana looked good. I think she should get higher. You know, I, I don't, I just, I think Rashana I think Rashana should have 15 or 14. She got at least 12 for, she, I don't see it how, I honestly don't see how Donna Salee, I like Donna. I don't want to feel ill will towards, but I honestly don't see how Donna got 14th place. Even I don't see how Irene Anderson got even 13. I like Irene, I do. I think, it's politics. It's politics. Well, folks, like I said, I'm staying here much longer. I do appreciate y'all coming through. I really appreciate my partner, the hand of the Emperor Jen. Shout outs to Raheem Hamilton. Shout out to my man G Cell. Thank you for coming through, making your comments, supporting bodybuilding. Like I said, this is just going to be one of those days that it's like I said, the new year starts off in about a couple more weeks. So these ladies are going to take the time off. We were at somewhere already back in the gym, talk with the trainers, make the adjustments, and I think there are going to be some improvements. I mean, this year wasn't a great year for women's bodybuilding. A lot of people, not a lot of competitors. Some shows, were short. We had shows with maybe 1 to 2, so not even 3 competitors. But and then a lot of people who was prospective to be the next big thing didn't pop off as well as it should have. But like I said, it's anything. It's a hit or miss with the sport. It's a hit or miss. But like I said, I like to appreciate y'all coming through, share, comment, subscribe to my channels. Support the sport of women, sport of bodybuilding, and just like I said, be a fan. Like I said, my rule, no dick pics. Anyway, this is me on our Red Dress page, aka the Emperor, Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.